I think I'm happy with that installation. This strap re-strengthens the chassis once the cutout is made, so I think that'll work. I mean, it's battleship quality. The bolts are a little bit long, but I can trim those in the final assembly. Okay. I decided to make a second version of the tub. Here's a little sketch. And I cut out the parts, so now I just got to tape it together and stick it in the chassis over there. All right. So I'm down here at the shop at the end of the day putting together this wood tub. Just about have it done. I'm going to put it on the scale here in a minute and let's see what she reads. There's my cardboard mock-up. Okay, if you're keeping tabs, the wood tub, 11 3/4 pounds. Okay, this will be a temporary wood tub. Later when I do the aluminum tub, we can compare the weight. Interesting, 11 3/4. Put that one on the list. Woo! That's snug. Gotta take my wallet out. Okay, so I'm back over at the house now, and to get this tub to drop in, I have to knock the corners down a little bit because there's some weld in there, and that'll help it drop in. And it's a hair snug back here, but I think I push it forward a little bit, and I sand it a little bit, I get it to drop in. You know, I wasn't counting on this thickness here, this 1/2 and 1/2. I wanted that extra room, and so when I was sitting in it there at the shop, it's snug. So my original plan was that would be maybe a 1/16 thick, you know, it'd be aluminum. So, but I still fit in it, it still works. Okay, I gotta work on these corners so I can get this thing to drop in. Okay, so the rounding over is working out okay. Looks like that will drop in. But dang if it isn't too tight back here. Right here and here. Shoot. Okay, I managed to persuade it into the opening. Fits in snug back here. And I'm only a 1/4 inch away from where I wanted to be. So I can live with that. So to finish this tub, I'm going to add a hardwood strip to this top edge because it's kind of splintery, this plywood. It's a nice piece of cabinet grade plywood. It's 1/2 inch thick. And then I'm also going to put some screws, countersink some flathead screws, and all the wood joints just to beef that up. So I got to go to the hardware store. Alright, so far so good.
I always loved this one. Because it was pink, I was like, oh, there's another pink one. So I'll make a pile of their own color, of their own kind of colors. So if there's orange, if there's small oranges, it goes with the big orange. The blue one. If it's already orange, I just need to try to screw those in. That's in here. And then pick a person. Get up and sit down.
Are those all your clamps there?
Yep. Three groups, all 3 leaders will do a round. Shake it up, get it, and point at the person. Ooh, that is one good one. Now you click back up. Then you and let that other person. And go right there.
So I'm going to use these self-tapping screws. We'll go through, this is 1.5 inches down from the top of the steel chassis, so this will be right in the center of the 3-inch steel. Probably 3 or 4 inches apart, all the way around. Okay. Finish marking this. So these are number 8 by 1 1/4 self-tapping screws. I'm drilling a pilot hole. I'm just eyeballing up the spacing here. So it's a big enough bit that these will drop through. Then I'll drill a pilot hole into the metal to help get this started. Anyway, I'll show you that in a minute. I gotta get the rest of the way around with these pilot holes. Okay. I have some walnut hardwood here, 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch. I'm nailing to the top edge of the tub here. Be a little more durable. I had some leftover walnut from a job we did, so that came in handy. A little bit of wood glue, tack them on with some brads, trim them to size with the trusty bandsaw. Alright, I'll make quick work of this. Okay, the tub is in there, it's just not screwed in place yet. So I'll put a couple clamps on it, got it level where I want it, and I'll start pilot drilling a small hole for the self-starter screw, make it easier to get started. Alright, not bad. Okay, so I drill a little pilot hole with that bit, and it just helps this cutter get started. You know, truthfully, I could just press hard and run the drill and cut a hole with the tip of this, but it takes a lot of pressure. Anyway, pilot drill, then run the screw. So that works out pretty good. It's nice, clean, simple, real basic, nothing special. So, okay, work my way around, call it done. Now on to the seat. So I'm starting from scratch here. I got a piece of 1/2-inch plywood, and you know, I want it to look something like this. Aluminum sides and back, and then a cushion obviously here. So it starts with shaping this piece of plywood to basically this curve right here. So that's what I'm going to work on next. This should be fun. So on this seat, I'm totally winging it here. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but I have this idea. So if you look close, this line here, that represents the inside dimension of the tub. As you know, because I set this piece of wood and then flipped it over, traced underneath, so I got that line. So then this inner line, that's the seat blank, because I left a 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch here for the aluminum to screw to this. This is 3/4 inch plywood. Then this radius here, which I guess would be this radius, I just have this plastic cap here. So that's how I created those radiuses. So I hope that works. I got to cut all this off, cut all that out. And then I left it, this is 1 inch right here, because I want there to be a little bit of slant to this thing. So the idea there is as it slants back, it clears the back of the tub. We'll see. Like I say, I'm winging it. I have some poster board here that I can whittle away at and create the pattern, so to speak, for the aluminum. You know, I have some bending plywood too. I could make the back out of wood and then cover it with aluminum. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to start with using the aluminum for the back. If it doesn't work out, I can always make another one. Okay. Okay, this is 15.5 inches. That's about 2 inches of a back pad and the rest is the seat. That's kind of what I've landed on. 15.5 inches. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. I decided to change the shape a little bit in the rear, more of a rounded back instead of that straight one. And then I'm trying to establish a pattern here where this would be up flat like that and then it would slant. I'm going to cut this bottom part off here. I've got it marked. Trim that away and then it'll make more sense. Okay, it's looking more like a seat. You can see the slant now in the back. And then I basically eyeballed this curve, this shape. I folded it over so that when I cut it, it'd be the same on both sides. And it has this little kink in it here. I might leave that in there in the final version, I don't know. Or put it in there. Anyway, yeah, I like the looks of that. Let's put it in the cart and see how it looks. Well, I think that's going to look all right. You can see it's a good 2 or 3 inches off the back of the tub there because of that slanted back, but I think that'll be all right. Okay, I have some foam out in the shed. I think I have enough of it to create the basic bottom piece there. The whole idea on doing this seat is so that I can get the steering wheel height where I want it and the final height of the body. So I had to make this seat and get that height just right. So I'm going to go find that foam and get that put in. See how that looks. My granddaughter Kendall, she's in 1st grade and she hangs out with me when I build cycle carts. And so she made some wings for the cycle cart. And she says, they're like the wings for the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car. Yeah, so it'll fly off the ground. She even put a number 6 on them. She's 6. Well, I love it. I had a piece of foam out in the shed. This is 1 inch thick, high density. It's 24 by 84, 2 foot by 7 foot. So I got that down at the upholstery shop. It's the same place I get the fabric and the glue to glue the pieces together. Typically I do a 3 inch thick seat, 3 layers, I glue them together. And then yeah, the thickness of this bottom, so it's 3 3/4 inches thick. Alright, so I have to cut 3 pieces, glue them together, shape them to fit in here, and that'll finish the mock-up for the seat for now. I'll have to do the aluminum obviously, but it's all about seat height at this point. Okay, moving on. Here's the pattern for the seat back. And I have this piece of aluminum, it's 32 thousandths, 032. But I'm thinking, man, that's just a little bit too thin. I know it'll stiffen it up a little bit once I roll it, but down at the Steel Supply, they sell 2x4 sheets of aluminum in different thicknesses. I think I'm thinking maybe something 60 thousandths or 90 thousandths maybe. Tomorrow I'm going to go down and check that out. I think I'll hold off on this. This is just too thin. Alright. I went down and picked up a sheet 24 by 48 of 80 thousandths aluminum. And it's considerably stiffer. I like the way it feels. It's going to be much better for the back. And since I had another piece of this mat board here, I'm going to make a second pattern, and it just maybe change the shape just a little bit, explore a little bit. This is the important shape right here. Okay, so let's get to it. So in my second pattern here, it's just a little bit different shape. Here's the original. So this one has, it's not quite as long, but a little more shape to it. So I drew this side freehand, and then I used a piece of tracing paper, vellum, basically. Then I traced onto the vellum, cut it out, flipped it over, transferred it to this side. So that's more or less equal. Okay, I'm going to cut this out and put it on the aluminum over there. Alright, let's hope it works. Well, I'm a huffing and puffing getting this 80 thousandth aluminum through this roll. It's a bit of a challenge. I'm having to work this handle pretty good, but it is taking on the shape. I'm getting there. Just got to be patient. I cut out the pattern, and I used a belt sander and a file, and then a DA sander to smooth everything up. This is sanded to 180 grit. And then here's the center line, and then this is where the curve goes straight. So that would be the end of the roll right there. Okay, I'll take a little break and then back at it. Well, I've confirmed that if I clamp this thing and pound on it and keep shaping it, that it will line up with the bottom of the plywood. I'll have to trim it a little bit, I think. But I'm having a bear of a time getting this to take the shape. I'm getting there though. A little bit each evening till I get worn out. It all comes down to the shape in these. This is a tighter radius here and here. So once I get past that, I think I'll be all right. This turned out okay back here. Starting to look like a decent seat though, I think. It'll fly. All right, continuing on. Well, if I had it to do over again, I'd make a couple little changes. I don't think I'd use 80 thousandths, maybe 60 thousandths. This was a little tough to bend. And then I think I took the pad off to make it easier to attach the screws. And then I thought maybe I'd just do 2 inches of foam, which might be better. Or I could do the 3 inches. Well, for winging it, I guess it'll fly. It's not finished by a long shot. There's holes to drill and other things to do, and then of course this has to get upholstered. But let's see how it fits in the cart. Well, feels pretty good. Steering wheel be about right here. Here's the line of the cowl right here, the dash. So the steering wheel will be right about here. And the body's going to be fairly tall, so there's room for my knees to be up. Alright, I'm happy with this. We'll call this the end of segment 6. We'll work on the steering in the next video. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.